mechanics, viva questions with easy answers. Number 1, name the list of experiments. Polygon law, moments, Bell-Crank lever, beam reactions, friction, general force system, collision of bodies, kinematics, kinetics. Number 2, define resultant, a single force that can replace all other forces acting on a body. Number 3, classification of system of forces. Coplanar, non-coplanar, concurrent, non-concurrent, parallel, non-parallel, collinear, non-collinear. Number 4, how do we get rectangular components of force? By splitting force into horizontal, Fx equals F cos theta, and vertical, Fy equals F sin theta components. 5, state Varignon's theorem. Moment of a force equals sum of moments of its components. Number 6, state principle of transmissibility of force. A force can be moved anywhere along its line of action without changing its effect. Number 7, define equilibrium. A body is in equilibrium when it is not moving, all forces and moments balance. Number 8, what is free body diagram? Why important? A simple sketch showing all forces on a body. It helps to solve force and moment problems easily. Number 9, state Lamy's theorem. If 3 forces keep a body in equilibrium, F1 sin A equal F2 sin B equal F3 sin C. Number 10, types of supports, hinge, 2 reactions, roller 1 reaction, fixed 3 reactions. Number 11, types of loading, point load, uniformly distributed load, UDL, uniformly varying load, UVL, Lamreal. Number 12, apparatus for Lamy's theorem, force table. 13, formula for percent deviation, cent deviation equals experimental theoretical, theoretical 100. Number 14, law of moments. Clockwise moment equals anticlockwise moment in equilibrium. Number 15, polygon law of forces. If forces arranged head to tail form a closed polygon, equilibrium exists. Number 16, apparatus for polygon law, force table. Number 17, what is a beam? Types, a structural member carrying loads. Types, simply supported, cantilever, fixed, overhanging. Number 18, conditions for beam reactions, F equal to 0 and M equals 0. 19, apparatus for beam reaction apparatus. 20, laws, momentum and impulse momentum. Momentum conserved before it's after, impulse equals change in momentum. Number 21, define impact, impulse, direct oblique impact, restitution, coefficient of restitution. Impact, collision, impulse, forceps time, direct impact along same line, oblique, at an angle, restitution, bouncing property. CORE, ratio of rebound velocity to approach velocity. 22, types of impact, direct and oblique. 23, types of collision, elastic and inelastic. 24, apparatus for collision. Collision apparatus, ball setup. Number 25, Newton's second law, F equals ma. Number 26, explain D'Alembert, work energy, ICR, add inertia force dynamic static. Work energy, work done equals change in KE, ICR, instant point about which body rotates. Number 27, types of rigid body motion, translational, rotational, general plane motion. Number 28, what is dynamic equilibrium? When body moves but net force equals 0 using inertia force. Number 29, motion curves, uniform velocity, straight line, uniform acceleration, parabolic, variable acceleration, irregular curve. 30, define friction terms. Friction, resistance, mu roughness, angle of friction, tan ham, angle of repose, angle at which sliding starts, cone of friction, region where friction balances, limiting friction, maximum before sliding. Number 31, laws of dry friction. Proportional to normal force, opposes motion, independent of area, max at limiting value. Number 32, what is friction graph? Graph between friction force and applied force. 33, define truss. Applications, a structure of triangles used in bridges, towers, roofs. 34, assumptions for truss. Joints are pin joints, loads at joints only, members are weightless, forces are axial. Perfect versus imperfect truss. Perfect, M equals 2J mean, 3 imperfect, M equals 2J minus 3. Number 36, classification of truss, planar space truss. Define centroid, CG, axis of symmetry. Centroid, geometric center. CG, point where weight acts. Axis of symmetry divides shape equally. 38, formula for force vector. F equals Fxi plus Fyj plus Fzk. 39, representation of space force by magnitude and direction angles Avig only. Projectile versus curvilinear motion. Projectile, parabolic path under gravity. Curvilinear, any curved path. Number 41, why truss is triangular? Triangle is strong and stable, shape cannot deform. 42, tipping and CG relation. Higher CG, easier to tip. 43, why F1 car CG is low, better stability at high speed. 44, values of E. 1 equals elastic, 0 equals inelastic. between 0 and 1, partially elastic. Now 45, characteristics of force, magnitude, direction, point of application, line of action. Number 46, can Lamy apply to forces along triangle sides? No, only if they meet at one point. 47, condition of equilibrium of two forces, equal, opposite, collinear. 48, what is normal reaction? Upward force from surface. 40, why friction happens due to surface roughness. 50, difference between weight and mass. Mass, amount of matter, weight, mass catches gravity. 51, meaning of resolution. Breaking a force into components. Number 52, practical use of angle of repose. Sand piles, grain storage, storab, slope stability. App 53, application of Verinon's theorem, used to calculate 54, how rotational effect produced by applying moment. 55, example of couple, steering wheel, opening bottle cap. 56, center of mass versus CG, same when gravity uniform, different otherwise. 57, what is degree of freedom? Independent ways a body can move. Now 58, properties of ICR. Velocity at ICR equals 0. 59, what is torque? Moment causing rotation. 60, how to balance a couple. Apply an equal and opposite couple. 61, is friction necessary? Yes, walking, holding objects, vehicles. 62, what is pseudoforce? Fake force seen in accelerating frame, like inside bus. 63, what is pressure? Force per unit area. 64, property of projectile motion, horizontal velocity constant. Number 65, moment versus couple. Moment force is distance, couple, two equal opposite forces. Number 66, if resultant vertical. Components, horizontal 0, vertical equal. 67, define particle, rigid body, Newton's first law. Particle, no size. Rigid body, no deformation. Newton's first law, body stays in rest or motion unless force applied. 68, representing force, arrow, magnitude, direction. Force couple system equals force plus rotation. Number 69, purpose of calculating moment, to check rotational equilibrium. 70, purpose of resultant, to replace many forces with one. 71, overall effects of force, translation, rotation, deformation. 72, effects of resultant, causes same movement as all forces. 73, example of bell crank lever, bicycle brakes. Example where resultant force equals 0 but couple koni 0, two equal opposite parallel forces. Number 75, significance of acceleration in Newton's law, shows how force changes speed. 76, stone hits train window, why? Window cracks at point where momentum transfers. Want these